Thank you for joining us.
I didn't know we were on.
We are on.
We are on fire.
Yes.
Oh, cancel that.
Being here in California.
Yeah, forget that right
definitely
now.
don't want any more fire.
No,
Yeah.
no more fire.
So welcome to Soul's Enlightenment
with Vera
and Chrissy.
Yay!
And we are doing a podcast today while we're filming this. So
oh, that's right, I forgot.
yeah, what we want to do though
I'm picking my nose. I'm joking, I wasn't. Yeah, no. Keep going.
We're gonna keep going.
Bloopers and all.
All right.
I did forget though.
Bloopers and all.
Yeah, that's right.
All right. So what we really wanted to do today, we're just want to have a discussion because one of the things that's come to our attention is that there are a lot of farmers, right, that are really struggling, and even to the point of taking their own lives. You know, and this is something it's definitely close to my mom's heart.
Near and dear to her heart.
Yeah.
She grew up on a farm.
Because my mom grew up on a farm in the Midwest. And of course I grew up on a farm, but it wasn't like
her farm.
Yes.
Right.
Because that was a working
You guys just called it a farm.
Exactly. Right. But yeah, so she was raised there, and her mother was raised there, and her grandfather was a farmer. And it's really cool because in sessions,
I'm sure they can hear you.
in sessions,
It's me you have to worry about.
On the other side, Angus has told us that my great grandfather, my mom's grandpa, he would come to the lecture on the other side. He would show up in overalls.
Aww.
And so it was like one of his things that he does on the other side, he actually helps farmers.
Of course.
So when
makes sense.
Yes, because that's what he did in life. And so with that in mind, Vera and I thought that we would put together some ideas, and my mom had a lot of practical ideas that we could share to help if you know of anybody that is a farmer, but not just that, also any of us that are going through hard times with our career, this also applies.
Exactly.
Because with the suicides, you know, these farms have been in families for sometimes even centuries. I mean, they're in families for a long time, and it's so hard to let something like that fail. Right. When we're the one that's in charge. It's awful. So some of the practical ideas that my mom was sharing was things that she experienced with her grandfather and father went through on the farm. They tried different things. Sometimes when things weren't working out, they would switch to focusing on selling a different crop. And I thought that was a good idea. Like soy, you know, or
I believe that's what they're doing though now.
Yes.
They do. I've heard that on TV.
Okay, that's good. Okay, that's good. And then also, different crops, different animals, you know, changing what they might have been doing before. Also, her her father had tried sunflowers. He would have large fields where he was selling like maybe wheat before. He did sunflowers, so I guess the seeds or the flowers or whatever. So it's, you know, thinking outside the box a little bit of what they might have been doing before. You know, researching your area. And what else was she saying about that? You can always trade some of the equipment or the food that you might be growing for help. You know, it's like the barter type of system, you know.
And I've seen they do that too.
That's cool.
I actually have seen it.
But that's great.
Yes.
Because it's like
because they are thinking.
This is awesome. This is what they've done for so long, and they're definitely doing it again. So that's great. Another thing too is that a friend of my mom's had goats. So he had goats, but he would
rent them. Yeah,
he would rent them out to eat the grass or the weeds, I should say, or whatever it was, for other farmers' lands that they needed. So, you know, or getting sheep and selling the wool and different types of things like that. What else? Okay. okay, so then also my grandpa, he had gotten equipment to make ponds. He had made ponds on their farm for fishing, and they could support themselves with the fish. But then he also used that machinery to start excavating, and he would level roads. They had a big flood, and he would use it to help with the levee. So it's like using this equipment for other things, or using that to make ponds for other businesses, other farmers. I was even thinking maybe even some of these farmers could do GoFundMe accounts, right?
I believe they have too.
Okay, and of course there's Farm Aid too, right?
And then Willie Nelson, is that the Farm Aid you're talking about?
No, I don't know.
You're talking about government?
I don't know much about Farm Aid.
I don't either.
So
but
tell me about Willie.
He has been with the farmers from day one. So
That's
he does.
right.
He helps them in every way that he can, especially when he was able to sing and have concerts, and he would donate money to them. So, and it's to help the smaller farmer, not the big corporation farmer.
Right. That's what we're talking about here today. Are those people that need the help, not really thinking about the big businesses.
Exactly. And then also with the COVID, it kind of changes things too, because you have to deal with that.
You're right.
So, and I know they're doing everything they can, but there may be something that we say that they have not thought of.
Yes, exactly.
And maybe you thought of everything, but we're just trying to help.
Right, because that's another thing that my mom's dad and grandpa did was they there was towers for satellite or phone cell phones now, and they would rent a little part or sell just a little plot inside of this huge farm acreage that they would build like a tower for cell phones. And I thought that's a great idea. Or even windmills. You could rent space on your farm property for windmills. I mean, that's something right now that our society is trying to go towards, more that energy.
Yeah, but right now that's not working too great.
That's not working out.
Well, because of who's in the government.
Yeah,
they don't want all this good stuff.
Right.
They want stuff that destroys the earth.
And that's where even just this discussion, might help for people to know, what we want in government.
Yeah.
To help us gear our society towards, because to save our planet and to save each other, we need to really think about renewable energy and going that way.
So that's when Mr. Biden becomes president, everything will work out.
Exactly. Yeah. But so I thought that was really cool. There's, different, like we said, windmills, PG&E poles, whatever. There's different types of things you can look into. Transmission statement,
The only thing about that is, though, the energy, it does affect the animals and the plants. It just does.
That's true. Okay, let's go back to windmills.
Exactly.
Because my grandpa didn't have PG.
Right.
They just had this tower that was on there.
Because all that mucky stuff that comes out.
Yeah. So we'll stick with the windmills.
Yes.
Thank you. And so you can sell patches of your land out and
or rent it out.
My mom was
just be careful who you rent it out to.
That's an important thing to keep in mind. My mom was mentioning that when you can give food and get a write-off. So you can give food to charity and get a write-off. I think that's a great idea too.
Instead of plowing it under and
So we talked a little bit about practical help, and we're gonna take a short break
right
here, just for coming back for the spiritual tools.
Exactly.
Okay. There we go. But
so we're still filming?
We're still filming.
Okay, then
it's a commercial break. So tell us, what is your favorite product to use for cleaning? Oh, talk about
vinegar.
Natural things. Vinegar, right?
It's awesome.
Yeah, she turned me on to that.
Yeah, the white vinegar.
Yeah. So I have a big old jug now.
Oh, I love it.
You put a little bit of water in there, a little bit. Well, how much is the ratio, would you say, Vera?
Well, my ratio is not what everybody else should do, because I put more vinegar than water. But then also I put a little drop of that Dawn.
Oh, I didn't do that.
Yeah.
And you even have it in a squirt bottle.
I
too.
do.
You can squirt it on stains or whatever on the counter. See, that's perfect.
The only thing I noticed that it doesn't really work that great on granite.
Oh, really?
No.
Okay.
Or maybe I'm just doing them wrong or something.
Okay.
Yay!
So, we're back after our commercial break. Thank you, Vera.
Sold a lot of product.
Yeah. Okay. So, a couple of spiritual ideas that we want to think about if we are going through something like these farmers are going through. We just wanted to share some ideas of things that, might help.
Or anybody.
Or any of us.
I'm just saying.
Whatever.
But we are talking about farmers.
Yeah, but whatever, if we're feeling hopeless and with money not coming in or some situation that's going on in life or a career, whatever. We just did this amazing video this weekend on people that are taking their own life, right? So amazing in the sense of trying to really focus on giving some information, some comfort to help us to hold on.
Right.
Just one more day. And that's one of the things about that we wanted to pass on is that, we believe that we charted the experiences that we're going through. Whatever it is, whether it's illness or whether it's losing our farm, our livelihood, right? But we charted them, and we have so much resilience.
We do.
And so much strength within our soul that we can face anything. If you know what I think about a lot, Vera? I think about that past life that you did for David. And he had a past life during the Great Depression when his father owned a farm and there was like 11 kids or something, and he couldn't keep the farm going anymore, so they came out west, and the father sunk into depression because he couldn't get a job. He felt like a failure, and then the mother found a job and kept things going and everything. But it's just, I think about that a lot, and it's like that would be so hard to go through as far as those types of...
it's challenging.
Yeah, feeling like I'm not supporting my family, and I'm letting my family, my ancestors down, but we all can, whatever situation, right? But the thing of it is that our legacy might not always be what we think it should have been, but we are going to create a new legacy. It's if that happens in our life and in our chart, then that legacy that we thought of holding on to a farm or holding on to anything that's not working, that's not really what our legacy was meant to be. Our legacy is how we are dealing with whatever comes our way from this point. That's what our legacy really is. It makes me think about one of the things that you told my mom. It's so amazing, is that it might have been Angus in a trance. It was one of you. But
I'll take it.
Anyway, I think it was you. You said that, her legacy wasn't some failure that she felt she did. Her legacy was her children, was me and brother and so forth. And it was like, I thought that was so beautiful. Because it's like, no, it's so true.
It's
like,
not always about the material.
It's not, and
it really never is.
And sometimes we focus so much on what we lost, what we think. God, that's what it should have been. But it really.
But if it should have been, it would have been.
Exactly.
Because it's just not in your chart at that time.
Yeah, and so it's like our legacy is our amazing story of what we create from rising up out of the ashes, and to carry forward with whatever it is that we want to do with our life from this point on.
Exactly.
However we can make it through. And I just think that if we could just all focus on that in our own life, it could really help us,
Yeah.
Because it's like, I just think that was just an amazing, amazing truth. Don't give in to the fear. And if you do know, if you can know of anybody that could be helped by this subject, the video we just did on Saturday that was about grief and loss, we really recommend listening to that, because that was a really good one. It's on YouTube on our channel, dealing with grief and loss, because we have a lot of good suggestions in there. because losing a livelihood or losing a farm is
It's the same thing. There's grief.
exactly.
It's a mourning. Yeah.
Yes, for sure. And also, there's a meditation that Vera did this weekend on. It was with dealing with grief, so that we really recommend you doing too. It's a good meditation. Other than that, replace the negative thoughts or the fears with a positive. Moving forward, knowing, like, you can even picture this Michael Archangel. He will stand with you through anything, facing whatever fear. There's nowhere that angels fear to tread.
Exactly.
So he is standing. All of you have a Michael Archangel with you, always, through every lifetime. And so he's with you, and he can help you to have hope and to find hope, because that's his function. To carry on and move forward no matter what, and carve a living, and you'll find some way to make it through. We will.
No, we do.
No matter what, because whatever happens, like you just pointed out, that was in our chart.
Exactly.
To deal with, to overcome, and you will. Just hold on for one more day. Find that hope to keep going.
One more minute. Take it minute by minute if you have to.
Exactly. And was there anything else, Vera, that you wanted to add? Yeah, turn to your angels, the other side, to God, to each other.
And just know we're human. And if you do have a bad moment, be in it, see it, feel it, and then move on. But we can't just say, oh, I don't want to feel it, because then it's going to keep following you. You've got to feel it and see, okay, what is it that I need to learn? And then move on.
I completely agree, because I know that for a fact in my life, when I was so busy going from one job or one relation to the next, to the next, to the next, I never really healed from what was happening back here. And then once I had left the office, and then I had all this time, it was just like this, so much grief.
Yeah.
So
It
much
is.
grief. But I finally had time
Yeah, you did.
to heal, to really focus on it. And you're right, you have to go through that. It's good. That's what we're here for. But that's how we
I know
really
it doesn't
feel.
feel good,
No.
but it is good.
It is because
good
it's
for you.
empowering. It's those stages that we wanted to experience in life. To get to that victory. I'm pointing over here because it's the victory angel, right? And we just talked about victory in it's never mind. it's a video that you're going to see this upcoming week. So you didn't hear that. Okay.
Well, it's the Angel and Tarot.
Yeah, Angel and Tarot video on YouTube. So anyway.
We just get them all mixed up.
Yeah. But we want to thank you for joining us.
Yes.
And we just want you to hold on
Be
and
safe.
know you're protected and loved, and we're always with you in spirit, along with your angels, right, Vera?
Right, Chrissy.
And we love you all.
We do.